Looking at 2.6b, proving statements about angles. We've got property of angle congruence theorem. Segment congruence is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Right angle congruency theorem. This should make sense, right? All right angles are congruent to all right angles? Yeah. Congruent supplement theorem. If two angles are supplementary to the same angle, they're congruent to each other. Right? So if you have two angles, let's say we'll call this angle A plus angle C is 180, and angle B plus angle C is 180, then angle A and B must be congruent to each other. Okay? So it's the same way when we're talking about complement. If A and C add up to be 180, and C and B add up to be 180, then A and C must be equal to each other. Excuse me, 90, because complement is 90. You guys know linear pair postulate and vertical angles. Okay, let's go ahead and start these proofs. And of course, my computer got all silly. This is the story of my life. Yes, I'm still recording. Okay, so we've got these angles. Our given says that angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. So we're going to put a little square there because we know that means 90. You should probably be writing this down. Okay. We know angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. And we know angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. And what we're trying to prove is that 3 and 4 are complementary. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the given. Angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. Given. I'm going to do is say angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90, and that is the definition of complementary. Okay. Then what do I want to do? I want to prove that 3 and 4, so what can I do? If 1's congruent to 3, what could I do there? What is that thing called when we take one out and put a different one in? Substitution. Substitution, good. So we're going to say angle 3 plus angle 2 equals 90. We call that substitution. Then what else can we? Can we substitute anything else? 2 and 4. So angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 90. Substitution. And then 3 plus 4 equaling 90. That's the definition of complementary, right? So we simply go angle 3 and angle 4 are complementary. Definition of complementary. Questions? Yes.
If you know that angle 1 and angle 3 are the same, angle 2 and angle 4 are the same, what's the point of going through all this?
You have to be able to do this. This is what geometry is all about.
Prove it.
You have to be able to prove everything.
Can I just prove it?
Nope.
They're all the same.
You have to do all of this. You have to do all of these steps or you will not get full credit on your quizzes and tests. All right, let's turn it over and look at example 2. If you look, if you're already copied this down on the front, if you want to look at the back for example 2, it has plan for a proof in the corner. Chris, can you sit up, please? Thank you. It is plan for a proof. First, you're going to show that angle 6, 5 and 6 are congruent, and 7 and 8 are congruent. If you look at the back, how would you prove that 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 are congruent to each other? 5 and 6 is congruent to each other by what? Vertical angles. And 7 and 8 by? There you go. And then we're going to use transitivity to show that 5 is congruent to 8. Okay, moving this up. Okay, so the first thing we've got to put down is the given. Good. Angle 6 is congruent to angle 7. Given. Okay. How about angle 6 is congruent to angle 5? We call that what? You just told me a minute ago.
Substitution.
Vertical angles. Vertical angles. Step 3. What if I said angle 7 is congruent to angle 8? Vertical angles. So 6 is congruent to 7, and 7 is congruent to 5. Therefore, angle 5 is congruent to angle 8 by transitive. Alright, when you guys are finished copying this down, I'm going to read through the proof plan for example 3. First, we're going to show that angle BGA and BGF are supplementary. Supplementary means they add up to
180.
And then we're going to show that BGA is congruent to CHG. Do you guys need another minute, or are we okay? Can I move it up? So how are you going to prove it's supplementary? If it forms a straight line on a picture, and it makes a straight line, what do we call that? We've got BGA, and BGH. What do we call it when something is 180 degrees on a straight line?
Straight angle.
Linear pair postula. So we're going to use the linear pair postula. Okay, I'm going to move it up. So the very first thing I always write down is the given. Angle BGH and angle CHG are supplementary. And that is given. Now I'm going to say that angle BGH plus angle BGA equals 180, and we call that linear pair postula. Just go over it. Next, I'm going to say that angle BGH and angle BGA are supplementary. And that's by the definition of supplementary. And then angle BGA is congruent to angle handwriting is getting worse, CHG by congruent supplementary.